I know a lot of people don't want to, it's hard to pick which one to watch, and usually AJ's on before me, so I try not to get in the way of AJ's lessons. So yeah. So we'll wait a little bit longer, make sure everybody gets on. Check YouTube today. I'm going to upload several videos, probably 3 or 4. So those will be on there so you can start watching new lessons. And so those will be ready, which is awesome. If you saw yesterday, I went to a professional baseball game. I was hanging out at a baseball game. Sorry I couldn't talk. It was very loud. So I didn't want to be screaming and bother people around me. But so the game was going well. How's my day going? My day's going well. I'm doing a lot of cleaning. I'm packing my clothes for school for when I go back to school. Got my North Central College shirt on right now. And I go back soon, so I'm going back on Tuesday, back to school. We start later. We start in September, but I'm just going back early to go see my friends and my girlfriend and a couple other people. So we're going back just to spend some time and hang out there. But I hope everybody's having a great day. Is everybody having a great day? It's one of your favorite days. Today is the idiom lesson for today, or for this week. It's the weekend, so we are doing idioms today. And I've got 2 idioms picked out for us that are kind of fun, and they're very common idioms that I kind of forgot about that I should have taught earlier, but I'm teaching them now, so you guys will get to learn them now, which is awesome. And thank you for the hearts. I love the hearts. That's awesome. We're almost to 500,000 hearts, which is great. And so I will go ahead and start today's lesson because it's a beautiful Saturday and there are things to do today. I've got to go work on the house. I've got to go paint some things. So, as always, today I don't have my notebook. I have a little note card. I left my notebook out in my car, so I've got my note card that I wrote it on. So, let's begin. So my first idiom I picked for today is the ball is in your court. The ball is in your court. Has anyone heard this idiom? The ball is in your court. The court is like the field in basketball. Okay, we have a mix of yes and no. So in basketball, when you play, you're playing on the court. And there's the big line that divides the middle of the court. So if the ball's on the other side, where the other team is, the ball is in their court. And if it's on our side, the ball is in our court. What this means is that we have the power to make the decision. So if you say the ball is in your court, if you're saying that to one of your friends, the power to make the decision is in your friend's hands. He's responsible for it. He's responsible for making the decision, or he's responsible for getting the thing done, or getting something done. So in business, we use this a lot. In business, if we want to make a deal, I might say, oh, I will sell you this for $500. And then I will say the ball is in your court. And what that means is that you have the decision to either buy it or pass on it. You can decide not to buy it. But the decision is yours. So if you're telling someone the ball is in your court, you're saying you have the power to make the decision. I don't. Another example would be, this is kind of a negative example, but if you and your girlfriend or boyfriend are breaking up and you want to stay together, but you say to them the ball is in your court, that means they can decide whether you guys break up or not. And you can say it about yourself too. You can say the ball is in my court. You can say the ball is in my court, so I have the power to make the decision. Pretty easy idiom. It's kind of a fun one too. So remember to use this one. The ball is in your court. It's very common in English, especially in the United States and in the Midwest. It's very common. Indiana is the basketball state. We're very popular. We love basketball, and basketball kind of started. Its popularity really grew in Indiana, so it's very common to hear in Indiana. So, does everybody understand the ball is in your court? Because I can move on. I got another one for today. I did 2. Wait a little bit. Cool, I'm getting yeses. I like yeses. Yeses are good. Yes, man. Okay, so I'm going to explain it one more time just because I think there was a little bit of a trouble connecting with the audio. What it means is that the decision is up to you. It means that it's your turn to make the decision. It's your turn to do something. So if I say the ball is in your court, it means it is your turn to do something. It is your turn to make the choice or the hard decision. So you will hear this a lot in business. You will hear it a lot from lawyers in the courtroom. They might say that the ball is in the other people's court, and that means that the attorneys have the power, or the ball is in the jury's court. So the jury has the power to choose who is guilty and who is not guilty. So you can say it for anything. So you can say the ball is in your court. That means you have to make the decision. So if I said, are you going to practice English today? And basically I'd say, and you're not sure if you want to practice English or not, I'd say the ball is in your court. That means you have to choose whether you will practice today or not. So the ball is in your court, or the ball is in my court. So if you say, will I teach a Periscope lesson today? And I'm on the fence. I'm not sure. I can say the ball is in my court. I can pick if I want to or not. So this is what that means. So that's my first idiom for today. And my second idiom for today is a funny one, actually. And I say this a lot. And I say, it's crying over spilled milk. Crying over spilled milk. And what this means is that you're upset about something that happened in the past, but you can't change it. So a lot of the time, if I'm complaining about something bad that happened in the past, let's say I broke my leg because someone hit me with a car, and I'm just complaining about it months after. Well, someone might tell me, there's no use crying over spilled milk. What that means is I can't change it, so I'm just whining about nothing. It's like if you spill milk. If you spill milk, you can't pick up the milk and put it back in the bottle. You can't put the milk back into the bottle, so it's gone, and you just have to accept it. So crying over spilled milk means that you're just whining about something you can't change. You're crying about something you can't change. It's done already, it happened, and you can't change it, but you're still whining about it anyway. So that's what that idiom means. So crying over spilled milk. So you can tell your friend, let's say your friend does really bad on an exam. And they're complaining about it. You can say, there is no use crying over spilled milk. Or there's no point crying over spilled milk. And this means that you just don't need to worry about it. Concentrate on doing better on the next test. Really work hard on doing better on the next test. Stop worrying about that old test. You can't change it. That's what that means. So I hope that helped. These are the two idioms I have for today. Does everybody understand crying over spilled milk? Awesome, awesome. I'm getting yes, and I've got it. Got it. Yes. Great, great. Everybody understands. So those are my two idioms for the day. Those are the two idioms I wanted to teach you for the day. Now I can take a couple questions. You can ask each other a couple questions too, which is awesome. I think that it's fun when you guys talk amongst each other. So feel free to ask me questions, or I can ask you questions. I've got some questions for you all the time. But you can ask me questions right now. And thank you for the hearts. I love the hearts. Waiting, 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 waiting. I can hear the train coming. So is there any phrase like the whole 9 yards? Yes, there is, or it's similar to that. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I'm trying to think of what that means. I know that phrase. The whole 9 yards. I think it means to go above and beyond what you're asked to do. So he went the whole 9 yards. Means you went beyond what you were asked to do. So let's say your boss asked you to do something. Let's say he asked you to fill out a report, and you did 3 reports, and you went ahead and did more than you needed to. Your boss would say, man, you went the whole 9 yards. You went above and beyond. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. I don't use it very often, but I'm pretty sure that's what that means. I can check that. I'll do that one. That's a good idiom. So I will use that one in the future. In the nick of time, that's a good one. That means, basically, so if you say something's in the nick of time, it means it happened right when you needed it to. Happened just in time. So let's say that you have, again, we'll use this example. We'll say you have a report due to your boss, and you need help getting something done, and you ask a friend to help you, but they just kept putting it off and putting it off. And the day of, your friend gives you the part of the report that you need. You'd say, your friend gave you the report in the nick of time. That means right when you needed it, right before it was due. Or you turned in a paper in the nick of time. That means you turned it in right before the teacher was collecting the paper. So can you give me some advice on academic reading? It's very difficult. That's actually so academic reading. This is reading that would be higher level books like, actually I've got a perfect book. Let me go grab one. So we read this in my junior writing class. I'm going to go grab it right now. I've got it in here. So this was actually a great book, and it's called A World of Ideas. A World of Ideas. And this is a book that we had to read for class. But it's a good example of a book that would be useful because it has small parts from different writings of famous people. So it doesn't have their full work. It has just little bits of it. I can find a good example of one. Let me find it. Okay, so here's a perfect example. So here's about 10 pages of an article that's a college level read that is called, get it zoomed in so you can see this. It's called Why the Rich Are Getting Richer and the Poor Are Getting Poorer by Robert B. Reich. And there are plenty of little examples. There's different little readings in here. But the book is called A World of Ideas. And it's just an example of a book that would be good because it has small parts from different really difficult writing and difficult reads. But it'd be good practice for you. You can go through and see which ones are more useful to you. There's going to be a lot of vocabulary that's difficult. This might be a little too hard, but if you can find like a high school level version of this, or even middle school, there's lots of books out there that just have like parts of writings that are really good for you to practice with. I mean, there's the Declaration of Independence in this. There's one of Martin Luther King Jr.'s speeches, Abraham Lincoln, Lao Tzu, just plenty of really influential people that you will most likely read in university. So that's a good example. Others are reading articles will help you a lot. So reading articles on National Geographic and Forbes, which is the business website, and reading on entrepreneur.com. Find something you like and read articles every day. And my advice is to, if you find words you don't know, highlight them or circle them, and then look them up. So, and the only way for your vocabulary to get better is for you to learn new words and to really see the words used in a certain way. So if you see, a perfect example would be, I'm trying to think of a good word. Let's say, easy example is difficult. When you read it, you need to read it in a book. So you would read that the dog had a difficult time jumping up on the bed. And what that means is it had a hard time getting up on the bed, but you wouldn't know that if you didn't read it in context. And reading it in context is very important. So you have to read to really understand how some of these words are used, especially the TOEFL words that I'm teaching you. That's why I put them into essay form. And the new essay lesson will be on YouTube today. So I'm uploading it right now on my laptop. So this is a good example.